Hi, well, I'm actually live on YouTube. It's been ages, guys. I'm so sorry I haven't been doing this live because doing this live seems to be where it's at. I'm depending on my spirit guides all the time to make the other videos, and I've no doubt this is actually the thing to be doing because that's what my guides like to do, and it's what I like to do as well, to make contact with people, and in particular with your spirit guides as well. So, oh, someone's here. Good evening to you, Blah. I'm first. Yes, you are. Would you like a reading, Blah? Because I'm shuffling now. I'm very well, thanks. How's yourself? Oh, hello, garden plants. Good to see you. Yeah, I was thinking about you today, right? Because I was out in my garden and I was looking in the same herbs and I was saying, well, nothing really grows in my garden just lately. I was out there today looking at my sage plant and it's still alive, you know. So if that grows, I think I might repot it actually because I'd like to get some smudge sticks out of it. I really would. So, Blah, are you there, I wonder? I guess you are. I'm going to do a bit of a reading, right? And what we've got here is actually two cards that come out. And this is for Blah, all right? It's never long before we get started on YouTube. Yeah, it's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Yeah, great. Yeah, I was saying, sage, a wonderful thing to smudge the room with, to breathe it in and to cook with it and everything. Anna, hello to you. Haven't seen you for a little while. Great. So this is for Blah now, okay? Break the chain. And before I say anything, I'm drawn to this triangle here. And this is energy building up to a point. You have an interview. Oh, you have an interview tomorrow, right? Okay. Well, what we've got here is break the chain, right? This triangle tells me that the energy is building up to it. And I can see the triangle in the top of this door. And it's as if you're going to walk through this door and the energy is uplifting. It's really whether you feel you can go along with it. It's about being comfortable in the interview, right? And that really comes down to how comfortable you feel with the job and with not just the job but everything around it, because I feel there's going to be a different way of traveling or something like that to get to work, and that's going to be so important. But look, see this woman here standing on the shore, pretty much facing away from the action behind her and actually out to sea, and her dress is blowing in such a way that it kind of doesn't look natural. There's nothing wrong with it, and we know that that's nature, but there's something different. It's a wind of change, and it is going to blow for you, Blah. So I don't know, it looks positive for this interview. I just feel that it's going to take you in a different direction to what you're expecting. But if you're willing to let go of concerns around the past, excuse me, that's going to make a big difference. Coming to this one now. It's the second one that came out. They've actually all got a triangle on them, but I was just drawn to it. And there's something triangular about this woman as well. The energy builds up towards the point of a triangle, you know, and she's in lilac here. It's a very gentle kind of amethyst, and she's healing herself very gently. And, you know, it's a dark sky all around her, but she's got this niggling feeling nagging at her, sort of poking at her to get something done to change. And I feel that you're being poked at in that way. And the thing to do really is be willing to walk through this door, because although it appears to be going into the dark, none of us really know what's in there. There could be a party going on for all we know. So keep looking that way, Blah. It looks positive to me. It really does. Because but the first card I came to is this, and it's almost like Christmas tree lights. May actually be a couple of months into it before it really starts picking up and showing off and showing itself to be a really good job. But try and be enthusiastic, because it's a launch pad to better things again. So I'll give you that with the love of my guide, and no doubt with yours, who's no doubt into him somewhere along the line. Okay, now then, hi everyone. Forgive me for not kind of stopping and talking so much, but I like to sort of stay with the flow if I can. Hi to you, Sam. Anna, I shall have a look in a second. I'm just going to quickly look and say hello to people. Have we got, yes, I think we've got everyone there. But yes, garden plants. I mean, I smudge with sage and it's just great. I mean, I smudge all my card decks with sage. I mean, it works and I really trust it, but I sometimes wonder if Hay House, you're very welcome, Blah, and good luck with it. Yeah, I'll be thinking you'll be in my prayers. Yeah. Okay, I digress. Right, Anna Alves, I'm coming to you. I'm going to get a quick look. Hello, Champagne. I'm just going to Anna at this moment. Hello, because I can as well. You'd like to know love life in the next 3 months. Okay. I'm single. I know the feeling. I'm single as well. I'm drawn to the Ask an Angel deck here, and this tells me already that there's going to be something miraculous about this, Anna. You've got to be willing to let go. It's one of those things, finding love, where you're much more likely to do better at it when you do find it, if you're not too bothered about it, if it's not a worry or a concern. So there we go. We've got lilac amethyst colour here as well. That's a theme. That's 2 cards tonight, and we've had the lilac amethyst theme, which is about gentle healing, allowing it to be gentle, not rushing it, not hurrying it. So do take your time, Anna. That's super important thing. The card I've got for you is this: forgiveness. And I feel there's something to forgiving yourself, Anna. I think if we look back to, well, is there really any point in looking back to sort of negativity in the past or anything? And it's not your negativity, but someone else's negativity in time gone by has left you with a feeling of, you've got every right to forgive yourself. You should forgive yourself, but there's something burning down here. And it's almost as if the light from your heart can't sort of rise up into the higher chakras. And I feel things may have been abusive, a lot of bad language, perhaps even coercive control. But speaking your truth got you out of that, basically. And, it shouldn't have been up to you to get yourself out of that, but that's the situation that happened. Speaking your truth has improved things greatly for you. And you've got to keep on speaking that truth, because this fire is going to keep burning until you're actually able to be that truthful. So when it comes to relationships, that is just going to make it so much easier if you can be open and speak and not feel that you've got to please the other person. So the next 3 months, right, well, it's looking good in the next 3 months, okay, because the card I've pulled now is joy, right? So it says joy, and there's a butterfly. A butterfly is always something good coming in this deck, well, in life generally as well. And it also, right, because I'm drawn to the angels deck, I know that the angels are helping with this. I know it's going to seem like an impossible thing. I know it's going to seem like a big worry, but it is coming. And it's not a small thing, It bothers me when I'm single for ages and ages. I think it bothers most people. We're a pack animal in the human race, and we need the love and we need the light. But joy is coming, and it's going to be the last situation you expect, almost the last person you expect, actually. I feel it's going to be somebody that if I could tell you their name now, you'd think, no way. But it's coming. It's on its way. In the next 3 months, let me see, they've told me June. So that's what now, April, May, June. It's slightly over 3 months then. It's June is what I'm being told. And I've got a date in my head, June the 6th. If that's not a birthday or an anniversary or something in this world, or something to do with a spirit person or someone who's passed away, then June the 6th is the time to be looking at. First week of June is not just the beginning of it. The first week of June is when you start to feel confident in it. So when it does begin, it's going to begin, I believe, in about 3 weeks' time, you're going to actually become aware that it's a possibility. And from there on, it's going to have to be something that you kind of learn to live with and learn to feel happy with in yourself if you can. Greetings, Mina, by the way. Nice to see you. Great to be on live for a change as well. And also look at the throat chakra here. Okay, this is still for Anna there. Okay, the throat chakra is clear. Yeah, so do make sure you, not just that you speak your truth, but that you feel able to speak it. And I feel if you, there's a man who needs to hear some truth from you at this moment, Anna, and it would be a good thing if you were able to actually speak your truth. If you come across that man, and next time you see that man, don't be afraid to go up and say hello, not in an aggressive way or anything, but just begin to speak your truth. You'll be given the words, and eventually you'll be heard, and that will resolve anything that might get in the way. But we're looking at about 3 weeks' time, so I'd start kind of clearing and getting ready for that if I were you. People have told me that before now, and I've still been in a total mess when I've eventually met the lady, but it's looking good. One more card actually for Anna before I pull away from this, and it's the shadow self. Yeah, part of you is kind of not really visible. And there's a feeling at the moment that you're depending on meeting someone else to make that part of yourself come out. Well, the person you meet is going to be very good at bringing that out of you, Anna, but maybe not in ways you expect. And I want you to be willing to kind of unveil this eye as well, so both eyes are looking out at the world. And then I think we'll see a much happier smile on your face than this lady's got. Okay, Anna, thank you very much for working with me. I will give you that with the love of spirit and with the love of all your guides as well. Now, where was I going next? I've kind of got someone in mind. Just got to go through this. Oh, you've got a day off of you. That's really good. That is really good. Hello, Benita. Right, yes, Benita Bala. There's a place in Wales near here called Bala. And this chat disappears so quickly. What are Ruben's intentions towards me? Okay. He looks very honest, right? And he looks very earnest as well, does Ruben. But I feel in some ways, he's not being entirely honest with himself, Benita. And that may be why, that is why it feels a bit odd, why it doesn't feel as if it's going to work properly for you. Or the more he speaks to you, in fact, the more I feel you have reason to doubt him. Well, he's kidding himself to do with something around work and money. I feel that he's looking at a good situation, which would bring him good work, would bring him good money, and make him that much more confident as a man in the picture, so to speak. But he's open, you know. He seems a very good kind of guy. His feelings towards you are honest. As I look at him, he's kind of got his hands open. He's willing to. If there's anything he hasn't told you yet, it's not because he's keeping it secret, put it that way. You just need to talk to the guy, Benita. But yeah, his intentions are good, just they might not be the intentions he really thinks they are, so talk to him. Slightly confusing in that sense, but yeah, he's a good man and he means well, so I wish you luck with that. Hope that works out for you. I really do. Come and let me know, please. I would like to find out. Now, I was going to go to someone a minute ago, and I'm going to come up and find her in a minute. Somewhere up here. Herbs, look for purple dead nettle clip. I must have a look, actually, garden, because we have some amazing herbs here. We have wild garlic, these leaves, which you can chop up and kind of mix with butter and make really nice garlic butter. Right, okay, champagne sea, I believe. Yes, here we go. I found you. Would love to get a read if possible. General. Okay, champagne sea. I will give you a general reading. There's actually going to be more than one card in this, but we'll begin with, I was going to shuffle a bit more, but no, this is the one we've got to go to. My guide is with me, and no doubt yours are as well, or your particular one. Gorilla, take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. And this is for champagne sea. Now, I feel that there's been a good deal of champagne in the past, and you would like there to be more champagne in the future. Let me just take a drink. I go all dry mouthed doing these. That's better. Because of the high energy. I'll drink Earl Grey tea. Wonderful stuff. So yeah, champagne sea. We're still in with champagne sea. Sorry, I broke off there. Right, the champagne up to a point is in the past, but there is still possibilities around you to be up earning more in that high life thing. I'm going to use a word which I'm not accusing you of being lazy, right? Not at all, because that is not the feeling I get from you. I actually feel that you've got as much energy as a gorilla, actually, and that you have to kind of, people try and talk you into not working so hard, not pushing yourself so hard at things. But as much energy as you've got, you need to kind of just stop using that energy all the time. It's good to have it residually. Breathe deeply, because what you're not doing outwardly is going towards what you are going to be doing inwardly, and it's kind of reaching for the skies within that lifts you up, so that the sky's the limit. In fact, more than that, whether it's the vault of heaven or space, I don't want to get into that argument tonight. But champagne sea, take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, because things are going to go better in that sense. Now, I'm seeing a long road and it's kind of flat. There's mountains in the distance, but it's kind of quite flat. And there are shops and stores and places to eat along this long road. And I feel there's a work situation along there. And I think that, let me not just say I think, let me take a second and be sure. Somewhere along that street, which has, there's mention of a rose, or there's a rose shop or something about rose in this long street. It's like the main drag street of a town. There's an employment opportunity for you there. I'm seeing Taco Bell, right? I don't know if anyone's going to get too excited about Taco Bell. I've never been in one because I'm British. And they didn't have them when I was in Canada. But yeah, there's a Taco Bell involved in this champagne. And it involves doing work which isn't really the work you want in the first place, but which is going to lead you forward on that path. Okay, and one more card for your champagne, right? And this is this basic guidance, and it's coming from daily guidance from your angels, the Doreen Virtue deck. What do you desire? You now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's true desires. Once you clearly decide upon your true desires and know that you're ready and deserving of them, they'll rush into your life as if by magic. And since I'm asking a general thing for you, Champagne Seed, going on into the future, I'm going to say I'm quite pleased with the look of that, and I think you're going to be really happy the way things are going. This lady is in just the right place, isn't she? And children, she's got her children along with her, and I feel that if you've got problems kind of keeping your children on board, or children that you work with, children around you certainly, that are a bit of an issue in this champagne, just go with the flow of that. Children are very uplifting. They're more understanding than we think, and my guide is saying children are like branches. They blow in the wind and it makes them stronger. The tree becomes stronger from blowing in the wind. So don't worry about any concerns around children. Just, apart from the normal being careful with kids, and go forward with confidence that it's going to be happy, because it does look happy for you. Okay, that's for you, Champagne Sea. I'm going to keep moving. Forgive me if I've missed anybody here. I'll keep looking through. It just kind of, the chat builds up in not the easiest way to keep an eye on it. I have to keep scrolling up and down the screen. Now, where are we? Savannah Ross. What are my ex's thoughts of me? Okay, we need crystal ball for this one. I didn't say crystal ball in the title. I did say psychic readings though, and that's what it is. Right. The first thing I want to say, Savannah, is that your ex's thoughts of you would take a lot of work to change. It's not that they can't change, but this wasn't something you did wrong. This is something to do with his code of kind of, people have a code they live by, and it's so important to them. And there's something just took him outside of his code of what he thinks life should be like. And because of that, he's trying to avoid giving you thought. He is having sleepless nights awake from it, though, because I see a tight ring around you, as if there were thoughts of marriage, and as if there still are in his mind. So it's positive in that sense, that he's still interested and you still matter to him. And I know you've been thinking of him in your dreams as well, and probably most of the day as well at times. I also feel that it's coming in waves with you now, Savannah, and that it will actually become easier to deal with. Is actually becoming easier to deal with now. How can I express this? Every now and again, I've been so upset about something, and someone's sort of made a joke or something, and I've actually laughed at it, and it's been the first time in weeks. And I feel something like that is coming to you, and that is what's going to make it easier. Will he communicate with me soon? Well, this is it. It's the law of attraction. Yeah, it's absolutely the law of attraction, Savannah. And he just isn't kind of visualizing it to believe it. But if you put your manifesting head on and really visualize it working, see him as being honest with himself and honest with you, and actually see yourselves talking, visualize it, believe it, then you'll get him, you'll draw him to communicate with you then. He'll give you a call. If it doesn't happen soon, it's not your fault, because it all depends on him as well. But I'm being told within about 8 weeks' time, you'll be talking again as if there hadn't been an issue, and then things can move forward. Okay, Savannah, I'm going to give you that with our love and keep moving. Mina, are there any messages from Spirit? Yes, I'm sure there are actually, Mina, because I had a feeling you were coming in today. Also, let me just pop the ball down, because it's a very heavy ball, that. Just clear the air with the old crystal angel bell there as well. I do like that. Right, Mina, well, okay, messages from Spirit for Mina, and I've got the Work Your Light deck. I posted a video up today about a review of this deck, actually, and it's a real nice one for mediumship. They all work for mediumship, you know, your guides can draw you to an image, but yeah, here we go. I'm going to ask for 3 cards, please, for Mina Doobie there. And we've got Akasha, the Pleiades inverted, and Star Mother, right. Well, this is all very cosmic, Mina. Very cosmic indeed. Okay, well, the lilac amethyst theme, first of all, is a reminder to go gently at it, because these things are awakening in you, and they've always been there, and they've been very much awakening you before, Mina, and excuse me, like Reiki or any kind of spiritual energy healing, as soon as you begin to use the energy, as soon as you intend to use it, like with healing, as soon as you put your hand on the person, the energy begins to flow. So do go gently at it, because I'm being told that really strong things are awakening in you, and it's going to be powerful. So great. I mean, just treat that third eye gently. So to cards, the first one that came out was this one, Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. So any kind of fears or concerns you may have about, sometimes people fear earth energies because it's kind of tree sprites, and the elementals aren't always excuse me, the elementals aren't always the easiest of people to deal with, especially when you're coughing. Excuse me. The elementals aren't that easy to deal with or to work with, but they are essentially commanded by the angels. So when we're working with the higher realms, the angels, we do then get assistance from the lower realms. So do not worry about that. Your guidance is divinely guided, and see yourself floating off down that great church of clouds and light, because that is where I've seen you going for some time. Also, this one, get grounded. It says empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. So there we have the elemental thing again. I really feel that you are close to nature as well, Mina. When you were describing the snow melting the other week, or gosh, I lose track of time, but in the last couple of weeks, I really feel that connection of nature is strong around you. And I'm drawn to this face here. It's essentially the face of the meditating Buddha, but it's coming through as a spirit guide. And there's someone around you who taught you meditation, Mina, who doesn't actually look like the Buddha in any way, but is close around you now, especially at your time of sleep. And you're being offered like it's almost like a great big jelly trifle thing, piled up with sort of purple sweets of healing and general happiness. It's looking good. And right, the last one I got for you, Mina, of this 3 is the Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Well, you've uplifted me at times, Mina, so no doubt you'll be uplifting other people. I'll give you that with fair love. Except for one thing, I haven't quite got to the bottom of. Where are we? Yes, the Spirit Lady. Now, let's go a little bit deeper here. This lady would have found the symbol of a triangle very important and very spiritual too. Something she would have actually. I think we're looking at the kind of magic. I can't see this clearly, Mina, but it's a kind of magic that was popular and not just popular, but was commonplace. It was everyday life in Egypt, and you're being linked to that magic now, because this lady, you would remember this lady from life. She was a healer, a spiritual healer, and she comes around you like a healing guide, Mina. So if you're thinking about embarking on Reiki, anything like that, it's a great way to go, because it brings that healing energy through you all the time. And I'm really, really seeing this purple light here as significant. It's as if there are curtains of healing drawn around you at night. And the thing to do is let go of no need to go there, but you know what I mean, Mina. It's a time for letting go. You've kind of let go of everything. There's this one thing left to let go of, and the healing is coming around you. It's going to be possible. Things are going to fall into place, because the truth is floating just above your head, and it's already being drawn down into your crown chakra. So whatever you do, go for it, Mina, in spiritual terms, because it does look very positive for you. You know, you were saying today, kind of guidance has come in, and it's my guidance. Well, it's my spirit guide, honestly, Mina. I'm doing much better reading cards live than I do making videos, because I don't have this kind of train of thought when I'm making the videos. Although I know my guide is with me, but when I do this work, it's as if he's speaking through me. And sometimes it feels to me as if what I've said has been of virtually no use to anyone at all. But that's never the case. Absolutely never the case. People always say that it's meant something to them. So it is the guidance of my guide. And that's because he is not just in league, he's kind of family with all the other spirit guides. You have a Native American guide, I believe, who would relate to the Passamaquoddy, who were a tribe who lived around Maine and were right up into Canada in their heyday. And there are still Canadian Native people from the Passamaquoddy. So that is a really, genuinely strong guide in the spirit world, who's much towards healing, and is somebody in you. You're going to become more and more aware of the Passamaquoddy guide. And every time I say that, I hear another one, and I'd forgotten this. I'd completely forgotten this. I read it in a book years ago. It's called Black Elk Speaks. But there was another tribe called Miniconjous. So you've actually got someone from the Miniconjous and from the Passamaquoddy. So that's, not very often I get two Native American Red Indians coming through, but you've got them there. You would be able to do mediumship if you wanted, Mina, but I feel that there's other things. I mean, it's none of my business to ask you which way you're going, but it's strongly supported. It really is. Okay, I'm going to give you that with their love then, Mina, and thanks for tuning in. Okay. Right, now then, just a quick drink, and I hope no one minds me saying this, right? I'm always really happy to do free readings. My guides started getting in touch with me when my children were very small and they wanted me to work. And if I'd had to pay to get readings and even to learn mediumship, I wouldn't have been able to do it until about 8 years later, something like that. But there was a really wonderful teacher who just taught me free of charge and let me do readings on his website, and meet all his customers and everything. So I've always wanted to give out free readings if I possibly can. I don't like the thought that, you've got your loved one in the spirit world and the only reason you can't talk to them is it costs money. But, right, stuff costs money at this end. I don't like to go on about it, but I've gone through so many cameras and stuff, and I'd really like to get a sort of top-notch internet business connection, really get the speed up and get on live more. If you can, don't worry if you can't help it. It's absolutely no problem, doesn't matter at all. But if you can spare something to donate, please have a look on my About page. You kind of go to my channel page by clicking on the Twig Brother symbol, and then to my About me, it's along the top. One of them says About, and at the bottom of that there's a PayPal donate button. It's paypal.me/Twig Brother. That is paypal.me/Twig Brother. Ah, very kind of you. One painful. Oh, hey, nice to see you. I didn't see you come in there. Oh, thank you very much. But you know, I hope nobody kind of feels that they've got to or anything. It's all given freely. It's I love YouTube and actually Facebook and certain other platforms as well, because me and my guide can do our work. And what happens is I get booked to appear in halls and churches. Um, Somehow I've never charged for my readings, but I've got my kids, I've got my house, I've got a car that works most of the time, and I'm online now, so it is possible. Anyway, right. That's mention of Melissa. We'll ring the angel bell again and drive that one away. I've got to pick up another deck now. This one, who are we going to? Hello, Joanne K. I'm going to Joanne K. I'm sorry, it's not exactly first come, first served with me. Sometimes people come along just at the moment to get the reading, but I'm going to go back over it. It's not just the latest people on. I'll come back and look again, okay? Twig, will DB unblock me and will we reconcile? Right, as a yes on will we reconcile. Now then, blocking someone on Facebook, it's, right. I'll tell you what he's going through now because I've been shown it, okay? He's blocked you, right? And he's thinking, oh no, I've actually cut off from any, good evening, Nicola. He's thinking I've actually cut off from any chance of it, you know, anything ever happening. And that is actually making him regret being so hasty. So, is this it? Okay, we've got something there, have we? Oh, right, okay. It's something you can manifest, Joanne. If I'm saying that to you, I believe you would know something about visualization and believing. I've got two cards for you on this, right? First one, Joelle Cool, Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. So do give this time, Joanne. You're going to have to, basically, yeah, but you really are going to have to. But we got the turquoise here, and that means that truth is going to be spoken. And I'm not telling you to speak your truth, it's more like his. But Dharma, karma, all part of kind of the science of you and God. And this is one of those things, if you can get up close to your belief in God, your feelings about the divine, and know that the angels are close around you, and always try and act out of a place of love, Joanne, then you're going to go forward really well in that sense. And that is going to allow you to draw to you what you need. I think we're looking at 6 months before things are really reconciled, but there's talking again very soon. Talking again. I'm being told within a week, so I'm going to stick my neck out and say it. The guy tends, well, no, he's got it right every time. Let's be fair. And the Shekinah, sacred self, unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. So Joanne Kate, you be you, okay? You keep moving forward as you, as being yourself. There is nothing better you can be than yourself. He is already wishing he hadn't blocked you, but you know, a block is a block. I blocked someone at Christmas who really kind of, just stamped all over my heart at Christmas, so I blocked her. And I was really, really wondering all that time, oh dear, you know, if I cut my nose off to spite my face. No, I unblocked her and she waved, and it kind of made things feel a little bit, it had evened things out a bit, put it that way, Joanne. So it's not hopeless. He is going to unblock you. Just give it time. Don't worry about it, but visualize yourself talking as if there's no block there. Just close your eyes, visualize, and believe it can happen. Okay, and things will come to you in meditation, which will help you to sort of connect with the truth on that. I'll give you that with love, Joanne. I'm sure there's someone in the spirit world sending this to you. If I give you the name Bridget and show you that card, somebody with flame red hair in the spirit world, okay? It's not the meaning of that card, it's the spirit communicator. There she is, okay? If her name wasn't Bridget, it's someone who loves earth energy. Yeah, if someone blocks me, good. Absolutely one painful. Yeah, I really think that's a good thing to do. I really do. And that's actually what this lady did, because I unblocked her. And she moved on big style. Now then, Kelly Penman. Good evening from Crete, Greece. If you could give me some insight. Okay, Kelly, if you're still here, well, I'll tell you what, Kelly, I'm going to give you a reading anyway. If any of you have kind of tuned out and not got a message, I might come because this chat sort of runs very slow. I might come to you, so do come along and watch the repeat if you wouldn't mind, because that is where it's going to be happening. Now then, I'm reaching over here for a deck which I've just been told to put down again. Okay, so let's go with this one. Oh, Penny, Kelly, you're here. Nearly called you Penny there, right? That means I need some water because I'm getting dry mouthed again, as I so often do. Oh, so great to see you guys all here. Actually, it's a really lovely thing, you know. You get this gift of mediumship, and you go around and you do readings, and you wonder, will you meet people? And then you come and do it on YouTube, and there's people everywhere in the world tuning in from one place or another. Okay, 2 cards have actually come up for. I can't find it for Kenny. I keep getting that wrong. For Kelly Penman. Is there someone called Kenny or Ken or Kenneth in the spirit world, Kelly? I've so nearly said Kenny so many times this evening already. I do feel there's a man in the spirit world. And I just said 2 cards, didn't I? But we've got 3 here. We've got 3. No, there isn't. Okay. Okay. No, I won't go too much into that at this moment, but we'll look at the cards and we'll think. Right, your stepdad. Well, I actually don't feel that this represents your stepdad exactly, but this represents what your stepdad could have been in your life. And I feel that there's a burning inside you because of things that were missed out on. As if he wasn't the best stepdad in the world. I mean, I do feel he's around me. I just don't feel that I'm actually seeing him here, because this is more the angelic side of anybody really. It's the purple healing, and it's the creative colors as well. The fire here and the fire in the sky. Hello, Cindy. Good, thanks, hope you are too. He was amazing. Yeah, he's on some level, right? There's something he's not that happy about. It's as if he feels he didn't do enough for you in some situation. It certainly feels he passed accidentally, so he would have been in the middle of life and would have wanted to do a lot more for you. Oh, I see. Oh, and was there a fire, Kelly? This looks to me like a fire that I'm drawn to. This does feel very sad, and yeah, he's been talking to a friend of mine in the spirit world who passed very suddenly, and they're both telling me, oh yes, you know, it's you just never expect it. But what I have to say is he's actually telling me now that you don't go before your time. 52 only, oh my gosh. So my mum passed when she was 55. I'm 55 now. But yeah, 52. That is so young, and that's kind of, you'd hoped he had like 40 years ahead at that point. So that's so early. But there's flames and flames here. I do feel that he passed her. There would have been a fire involved with him passing, but I see this as a burning in your heart. Oh, last year, so it's still very fresh and very recently. Yeah, well, let's keep going, right? Because there's 2 cards, and neither of these is the second or the third. These both go together now, okay? So we've got heaven and earth, with kind of healing wrapping itself around everywhere. And here, alchemy. Okay, and this is because it's going to take a massive feat of thought for you to be at one in your heart with this. But it's a terrible thing when someone passes away young and it feels as if you're left behind when they should have been there for you. Some people begin to feel a resentment as they go through life. So let this be a time of healing. The first sort of 2 years or so after a real painful bereavement are really hard. And he would have actually liked to be the one that guided you through that process. And, you know, if somebody else had passed, just the way it was, but would love to be able to find the realm he's on. But I'm glad you're not so sad. It seems to be healing there. But if you're aware that he's on a realm somewhere, he's actually not far away, but he's up a level or 2. This isn't really direct communication. He's talking to me through a spirit guide, actually, through a spirit guide of his into my spirit guide to me. So he's definitely up a couple of notches. He was an old soul. You know, that's one of the things that makes people so likable, actually, because they have such understanding. He was an old soul, ninth dimension, could well be. If that's what you've picked up, why ever not? But alchemy, right? Remember alchemy, because Kelly, you can manifest knowledge of this. You can be taken to the halls of learning. It's something you just got to keep asking for. But there are spirit guides waiting who'll come to you in your dreams and take you if you're willing to kind of go into that fearlessly. So don't fear it, okay? Because the angels hold your hand on these things. The first time I had a Hall of Learning dream, I was quite startled when I woke up because it had been so weird, but it was a lovely experience. I fell asleep and these people came. It was as if they were my grandparents and some children. I'd never seen them in my life before, as far as I knew, but I was so comfortable to be with them. So, you know, if there's people like that in your dreams, just relax and go with it, Kelly, because it's alchemy here and it's linking to other worlds. And there's guidance. He'll be able to give you guidance much more directly that way as well. So he's close around you. Thank you very much, Kelly. Thank you for being with me. I'm going to give you that with his love. And actually, there are two other people in the spirit world of your grandparents' generation who've been gone quite some years now. They're not actually saying a lot, but they're letting me know they're okay. Yeah, and that's actually true of anyone in the spirit world, but they are definitely okay. One of them's wearing a suit and the lady is nicely dressed. So, you know, they're okay over there and they're sending love, just a bit of a wave at you. Right. Thank you for working with me. Now then, garden plants. Where are we? Sherry, I'm going to be coming to you, Sherry Landry. It is taking shape in my mind. I want to give it some more time, but I'm most definitely coming to you. But I'm going to garden plants right this minute, okay? And for garden plants, what we have here is... I'm going to have a shuffle first before we decide what we've got here, really. It's the only thing to do, really, isn't it, with a deck of cards? Ask my guide to bring me a card for garden plants. Ooh. And this does look like a very garden plants kind of card, this does. Now then, use both your intuition and your intellect to solve the problem or get answers to your question. And here we go. I'm not accusing you of being a chimpanzee or a gorilla. Definitely not a chimpanzee or a gorilla, actually. But this to me looks like you in your garden, being there with nature, okay? And actually surrounded, but this looks like a walled garden almost. In fact, it actually does look like a walled garden, and it's important to break out of that garden, and you'd know that, and you have actually been out and about, and you're actually very glad to get back into the garden at the moment. Garden plants, that's what I feel, and that is a great thing to be able to do, because there is actually where you're at home. Being drawn out into the outside world doesn't always suit us. People can worry about us. I feel that you've had people kind of trying to draw you back out into what they regard as the real world, but this is the spiritual life for you. It's difficult. There are concerns. Someone's telling me it's as if you don't eat enough, or not that you're starving, but you go long periods without food and you're being reminded to take regular meals. Someone's reminding me of, we would call it semolina in UK, maybe, I don't know, I really don't know what you call it in the States or in Canada, but it's finely powdered grain, and you mix either milk with it or water, and you get this kind of really nice pudding. So there's a memory of that. Someone there wants to feed you up. There's someone who passed away and was being fed with tubes towards the end of their life as well. And the message, and it's a lady, and she's saying, don't worry, something around her hair, something about her hairdo that may have concerned you. Very like tapioca, actually, yes, very like tapioca. Something around her hair that, when she passed, something funeral arrangements, the way her hair was or the way her makeup was, something like that. Basically, do not worry about it, whatever. One meal a day, yeah, got to eat more than that, garden, really have. There's a lot of it growing though, I'm being told. Things are already coming through. You may actually have to work a bit harder at the garden to get the truly natural life and diet that you want. Also, I'm seeing here that the sun, we're going to have a very hot summer, or at least you are. I hope we have one here as well. But you're going to need to protect things in the garden from the sun with things like a white sheet stretched out over things on a very hot day, and get some more water going if you possibly can, because it's all going to be needed. I'm being told you've got water butts and you've provided for things, but it's going to be sorely needed. Okay, there's also love coming to you in vast amounts, garden. There's somebody male who I always see kind of out of the corner of my eye when I think about you, and I'm seeing him more clearly. Someone wearing a black and white jacket with an outboard motor, yeah, and he's just waving and saying hello, and he's given me April the 26th as a date to give to you, garden plants. I hope that means something. If it doesn't mean something to you, then April the 26th is going to be a good date for you. A bit of a lucky number of a day there going forward. Okay, so be a chimpanzee, you know, be natural, go with it. The forces of nature are close around you in the garden, and your understanding of herbs gets you a lot closer to the source than many of us ever managed to get. Okie doke, thank you for working with me. Right, Angel Moon. Will there be reconciliation with my ex soon? 1 second, Angel Moon, I'm going to have a look. Yeah then. Angel Moon. I've been told by my guide to reach into my tarot deck here and ride away to the radiant, ride away. And the card I've got for you, Angel Moon, it's a lovely one. Strength, yeah? This person is actually not exactly, well, doesn't need to fight the lion actually, so isn't fighting the lion, but is quite calmly able to cope with what's coming. She's actually got the flowers, and I feel there's a nature connection with you. That's going to be important. That to me feels as if it's been disappearing behind concerns about a problem that threatens to really knock you off balance. But you'd be aware that if things were going to go the way you've been worried about them going, Angel Moon, then I'd be getting a Tower of Destruction. This is looking good. We've got the Eight of Eternity. So I do see everything being able to continue as if it's never finished, as if it's never ended. A continuous circle. Coming together and falling out, being apart and together, and whichever way it goes, that is all part of the pulse of life, the rhythm of life, and we go through it before we settle down. So Angel Moon, that's the situation here. It will come back, it will come right, and this is card number 8 as well. There's a lot of yellow in this sky. That can only get brighter and become more sunny. Just going to come back, back, and see, scrolling back through the chat. So yes, there will be reconciliation with your ex soon. I actually feel it may go on and off again over the next year or so. But no, you're a couple, you two. That's what I'm seeing. If you need to have a serious talk with him, Angel Moon, do it somewhere around flowers that actually look like this. Lots of green foliage and red flowers, preferably red roses. You'd know a special place that's good to sit somewhere outdoor, somewhere gardening, and that will... It will not just aid the reconciliation, it'll aid things going forward. It'll make things easier to see and easier to work with. Okay, right now then, Cindy. No, what am I saying? Where am I? Did I see Sherry's here, didn't you? Did I see Sherry come in? Excuse me a minute. Scrolling. I can't see Sherry here. I believe I know I'm being drawn to Cindy Larson though. So if Sherry comes in, I've got to go to her and give her something as well because I'd really like to. But Cindy, good to see you here. Thanks for joining me. It's been very difficult to get these lives going. Maybe it's a Mercury retrograde thing. Although we are actually in the last intensified couple of days of the Mercury retrograde phase at the moment. Okay. So, Cindy. We're in the Ascended Masters deck now. And we've got Teacher. Mahachohan Rugoxi. I'm not able to pronounce that. I'm really not able to pronounce that. But Cindy, look at all this light. Look at all this activity around the third eye, around the forehead chakra. I've dropped the whole deck. Just a minute. Sorry about that. I had a little table down here and I've moved it, so that's just too far away from the camera. Okay, Cindy Larson, teacher, forehead chakra. Okay, it's to me you're doing work with crystals, which is great, but the third eye can already see very clearly, Cindy. That's what I'm being told. It's as if you've found your vocation spiritually. It's occurred to you and it's started to go well, and you're thinking you're actually being taken further into it, but it's actually leading you in a different direction at the moment. So the thing to do, Cindy, is stay with all this light here. That's what really matters. And we've got ruby here, stone, which, I mean, it has its spiritual meanings, but I feel that ruby stone would actually link you to someone in the spirit world, some ruby jewelry that was left behind, not actually left to you, but left in your family somewhere. There's this ruby jewelry, and it would have blue stones on it as well. As I look at those blue stones, for some reason I'm thinking the blue stone of forgiveness. I don't know what the blue stone of forgiveness is. To me, forgiveness has always been malachite, as crystals go. But the blue stone of forgiveness, I feel that'll mean something to you. There's a place with blue stones. These may be like the Preseli blue stones, which are very near to where I live here, and whose energy I'm very lucky to be sort of basking in at this moment and through my life, really. They're not actually blue in colour. They were some were taken from there to Stonehenge from here, which is a long, long way. But the stones aren't actually blue in colour, but they are called blue stones. Some of this has got to make sense. I'm up here with the purple, and I'm also thinking lapis lazuli or sodalite or either of those two, and amethyst. So there's healing. I guess you're on a healing path, Cindy. That's what I feel. I know there's healing going on in your own heart. I feel that you're being drawn towards work as a healer, that is actually going well. And the thing to do is just keep going with it, Cindy. There'll be people involved in any kind of circle. There's people involved who aren't that easy to get on with, but basically they've brought that negativity in to be healed, and you will be able to make a difference. So the blue stone of forgiveness, whatever that is, you love blue stones. Tanzanite, well, there's a good one to go with. If that's what's come to you, Cindy, that's the one to go with. Well, someone knows your love of blue stones in the spirit world, and they have drawn me also to this card for you, Cindy. You can do it. And it's Archangel Michael. He doesn't take any nonsense from anybody. He just cuts through the CRAP and gets with it. And that's what I want you to do, Cindy. Just cut through it, because sorry, drink of water. There we go. You can do it. I'm drawn now to your profile. I think it's your Google picture, and you're near a body of water on a jetty, as if you could step off and go right across the sea. But what is at the other side of that journey, Cindy? It's as if you feel you'd be leaving people behind whose memories are sacred to you, where you are now. But if you want to move forward, you can do it. Yeah, and one painful. I'm glad you've got it. I'm sure just about everyone could do with this, actually. So I'll give it to everyone as well. You can do it, okay? If it's spiritual, if it's something you feel you'll never be able to do, that is the best reason to try and do it, really. Yeah. Why do I try to be a spiritualist medium on YouTube with EMF and everything? Because I can. Ha! I just refuse to say that I can't. It's not easy. It doesn't always work perfectly. But well, it's easier in a room full of people in some ways, because I can kind of go straight to a person and sit there talking to them face to face while everyone else is watching. That's the way it goes in a church. But sadly, the churches are closing. They're fewer in number. The halls are going down as well, and the spiritual groups. And wonderful things are happening. There's more Reiki, there's more of that kind of light. But it's also different as we move forward to what it was before. There are 3 billion YouTubers, which is more than there are Christians. Excuse me. So I am flying the flag for readings on here if I possibly can. Lots of other people are too. Archangel Michael has been a great support. Well, I'm sure he'll continue to be, Cindy. And if you're awake a lot between midnight and 4, that is particularly spirit communication going on there. I love you too, Garden. Thank you very much. That's lovely to hear. We do seem to have love around this group, which I do like. Rupali Khanna. Okay, I'm coming to you right now. Okay. Sorry, I kept you waiting there, Rupali, but I've got to go where my guide takes me. Okay, let's read this question carefully. What are Jay's intentions of watching me over social media? He wants to say something, I'm sure. What is he scared of saying? Okay, what is he scared of saying? Sorry, he's scared of saying sorry. He feels there would be consequences for him if he said sorry and apologised. I feel the block button has been used as well. It seems to me we're talking about Facebook. There are other media sites as well. Now, yeah, you've got each other's details on other media sites, which is how you can be back in touch again. Yes, he wants to say he's sorry. There's around, I was going to say milk, but it's my guide saying it's a British thing, so there's no point crying over spilt milk. Maybe it's an American thing. It's maybe a worldwide thing, but no point crying over spilt milk. And he's crying over spilt milk at the moment. You know, he's kind of throwing his toys out of his pram at himself, and he would lose a lot of face if he said sorry. But sooner or later, he's going to. Can I give you a time frame on this? All right, we're looking at contact in May. We're looking at something more concrete. Yes, he is interested. He's just trying to tell himself he isn't interested. But we're looking at contact around May and actual being able to talk and everything being open again around July. So there's a few weeks there, not very long. It looks positive, and a card for you along the way. Oh, and 2 have come out. We've got artistic expression, Paul the Venetian, and balanced career and home life, Rupali. So I'll just give you those as they are. This is Isis. Okay, so there's a very strong goddess feeling there. Think about your own inner goddess, okay, Rupali? That is the most important thing to work on, because that is actually what's drawn him towards you in the first place. He wants to propose. Well, as he hasn't said that yet. No one said that to me. Okay, you've got to get there's some reconciling needed. This crying over spilt milk is a thing. It was around food as well. Will he propose? Right, yes he will, but not when you think he will. Okay, that's quite a long way down the line. He's waiting for you to relax about that. Okay, it scares him a bit, and he needs to feel that you're really relaxed about it. Then I would think he would propose then, but he's not at the moment. No. Okay, sometime soon though. And right, here's another card. Right, take charge of the situation, Rupali. You've got to do something. I don't know, either unblock him or do something to get him to unblock you. No, love is not. Oh, love offer, yes. I thought it said love over. No, love is not over. That's what I've got to tell you. Okay, many questions, Rupali, and I can't get a lot deeper into it than that. But you know, things don't look bad there at all. And I see you in a stable family situation not too far in the future as well. Okay, give you that with the love of my guide. I keep meaning to say hello to Nicola Parrington. You still there, Nicola? I'm going to give you a message if you're here, Nicola. If not, I will find about you. I will find you out on Messenger, and we'll do it that way. Where are we? So if you're there, Nick, yes, you're here. Excellent. Right. So shall we have this deck then? Ta-da-da, Carl Gray, Keepers of the Light. There's a review of this on my channel somewhere, but it's one of those. It's one of those. Well, yeah, you know what my reviews are like, basically, don't you? Okay, well, goodness me, that's amazing. Isis again, so we must have been coming towards you. I had a 2 for the price of 1 on Isis there. Magic manifesting, it's all happening, Nicola. Okay, want to take a look at that? Magic manifesting. That's how short my memory is. Magic manifesting, and it's manifesting through care and compassion that you're giving to people. And I'm being told that begins at home, and I acknowledge I do love, I do know to a great extent the amount of love that you're giving out at home, because you were telling me about it. But look, we've got the lapis coloured wings rising. I never pulled this card before. It's the first time I've brought this card out of this deck. We've got these beautiful lapis and soda light coloured wings rising up, and turquoise as well. And this isn't turquoise to tell you to speak your truth. This is that you have been speaking your truth. You are speaking your truth. It's not an entirely new thing, but it's beginning to take shape and take off. So it's moving forward in that sense. What it says here is your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. Okay, and this is a difficult one. I know work is a concern at the moment, but don't be afraid to have some of your work as a spiritual business, and don't be afraid to develop that. Try if you can as you're going forward to leave it so there's room for you to do readings, because you're doing great work like that. You really are. Also, if you wanted to start a YouTube channel up, or I feel you could do more online reading than you're doing, basically, and that would be difficult in the situation you're in right now. But somewhere else on social media, maybe start another one. It would bring guidance in a different way, you know. Okay, Mina, you're off. Okay, nice to see you, Mina. Anyway, hi, conspiracy. Well, I'll have a look. Okay, conspiracy cats. I am more than drawn to you, but I've got another card here for Nicola, and it ties in to the thought of healing. I've just got to drink some more water here because we're going places here. Right, 3 people in the spirit world sending this to you, and they're kind of dancing like a group. So these would have been 3 people who were very close around you at that party you were at that we know about. Anyway, the main thing about this card, Mother Mary and a halo. Now, it's kind of ridiculous to think of ourselves as having a halo. I kind of sit like this, you know, I'll just do that. And it kind of makes this look like a halo around my head. I haven't really got a halo. None of us have. But the halo is there with all of us. It was painted on saints in church windows and in church kind of artwork and any old frescoes of the saints. The halo was painted on, but it was always understood that they didn't walk around with their heads glowing. Unless, there's probably a conspiracy theory about that, actually, but the Bible doesn't say that their heads were actually glowing, except on Whit Sunday. So I'm going to give you Whit Sunday, Nicola. That may have happened already, maybe not. I honestly don't know. But that is when the holiday season starts up. That's when there starts being touristy work to do. And there's going to be an opportunity for you to read for large numbers of people. I feel card readings face to face. I'm seeing you sitting at a card table, shuffling and shuffling and shuffling. That is going to get you known, right? That is really going to get you noticed. It's going to make things work faster. It's going to make things work in a happier way as well. Look at these penetrating eyes. Yeah, absolutely staring into the soul there. And your eyes can run that deep with spirit. Okay, I'm glad you're smiling a lot. I like to put a smile on people's face whenever I can. Okay, but these 3 roses, so important. I actually feel a link to your mother there as well, Nicola. Your mother isn't passed away as far, because we were talking about her the other day. But there's definitely a link to your mum. She's kind of closer. She thinks about you maybe more than she lets on, and you would have had a glimpse of that recently. Build on that, go with that. The more readings you do for people, the more understanding you're getting of how families fall apart and things can go wrong. Things are coming together, but do make something of that spiritual business, Nicola. Really, really do. Okay. Wow, an hour has flown by. Right, I can't go on too much longer. I'm going to go do another one, though, because I'm coming to, let me see, conspiracy cats. And my guide can sometimes keep going when I'm completely burned out. One of my readings videos ends at 1:30 in the morning. I'm just sitting there. Somehow the words are still coming. Right, okay. Conspiracy cats. It's my friend Nathan. He's desperate to learn about diffraction. He's struggling to understand it, and it's getting him down. Hang on, it keeps disappearing. Do you think he will manage to do it? space comma. I don't know if it meant to say space comma there, but there's something about it. Right, diffraction. That's pretty much a yes or no answer, isn't it? Let me see. Okay. Yes, that's what I've got. Yes, he will. So let me look a little bit further into what might be a problem here. Okay. Lovely card again. Kalimar facing fear. Right, is this chap... I feel it's a man we're talking about, and does he have dyslexia in a way that would make it difficult to actually learn about that? It's as if he just cannot see, as if he somehow his mind will not wrap around it, whatever happens. That's the feeling I get, conspiracy, really strongly. Are we? Yeah, yeah. I mean, beautiful, absolutely beautiful card. It's just that, it's that scatteredness and that really strong feeling that almost as he looks at it, he's, he's being dissipated in some way. It's actually taking him all over the place as he observes the way that it works, the way that it moves. But yeah, the answer's yes. That's a very quick, basic answer there, isn't it? Also, conspiracy, I think we may be on another subject here, but I've got to give you this card. Radha and its soul flame. Okay, this one's for you. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. I'm not going to say any more about that actually, because I think you know what I mean there. Okay, do look at this lotus flower though, and think of the 1,000-petal lotus flower that we all have in the crown chakra. I'm being shown that because I've got to close mine and stop reading. Okay, but I'm giving you that right at the end of this, and look at this all around here. It's that thing again, getting, oh yeah, but first of all, you've got to get some of this. You've got to get up close and personal with your creator, draw the healing in and stop worrying about it, right? You get loads more when you don't worry about it, okay? I never get any when I'm, oh God, I wish I had a woman. Oh, they can tell, they won't go near me. It's when I don't care, no problem at all. Okay, now then. You're very welcome, conspiracy. So is everyone. Let me find Rupali. I'm going to just come back to Rupali. Kindly confirm if he means to start with sorry and offer love in the future. Yes, that's what I saw. The sorry is the thing that's going to take time. Okay, offer love, yes. In terms of a proposal, much further away. But offer love, yes. We're looking at mid-summertime months, basically. So that's a yes. Okay. I done my... Yes, he does. He most definitely does. Right. Okay. I done Martin Wanko. Not very good with names there, but I'm sure you know who I mean. Any guidance, please? Okay. Yes, for you, I've got White Eagle, Ancestor Spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. And I feel that you're actually some distance from your family, or, worlds away, really. And that distance has kind of grown and grown. And it's as if your family are like right up here, right away, and there's light all around, as if that's a gap. But do see that distance as light, and because wherever there's a gap, distances fill in, there's room to fill in. That's what gaps are there for. We've got the purple of healing, and we've got... I'm seeing these as torches, it's like the Statue of Liberty, the way this headdress looks, and I'm seeing these as torches. They're lighting the way, they're lifting. So go along with what's coming to you. You're getting dream guidance, I believe. Do write those dreams down, okay? Keep pen and paper not too far from your bed, because it's amazing how much of a dream we lose track of after about 10 minutes after waking up. You may see something like a radio or a television set, or feel that you've been taken to see a film in your dreams. Trust it, go with it, write it down, because that's something to do with communication. I feel at this time it's you being communicated with, but you do have some mediumistic abilities. The question you ask, any guidance from me, please, is a very, very wise question to ask, because the spirit people always know the best way to guide you, the best way to take things. Okay, so I'm going to give you that with love. Guys, I am kind of worn out. I'm really dry-mouthed. I'm boiling hot. I'm going to say ever so many thanks to people for, I don't know, just a sec. Hang on. No, I'm going to do one painful angel, okay? Twig, I do energy healing in aged care. Is this my destiny? For the time being, which is, we're looking towards the end of summer, really autumn time. Then there can be a change if you want. But actually, I feel that what's going to end up happening is that you will still be working with aged people, and that will go on into the future because you have skills with it, but you'll be able to earn more money from it. I believe at the moment you're in that position where, oh look, we've got a card here, Master Jesus, forgiveness. We're in that position where you're doing the right thing and it's going well for you and it's actually helping you that you're helping others. Very uplifting, but you're starting to think, well, I'll never have any money. But lift your thoughts, okay? And kind of, it's not so much forgive yourself in terms of forgiveness. You're very welcome, Madonna, and I'm sorry I couldn't pronounce your name. I'm going to look that up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, tap the bell, because I'll be back doing this loads and loads, okay? But yeah, Master Jesus, forgiveness. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. I still don't know exactly what Father healing is, but it's something to do with Jesus. Don't fear that you've strayed from the path. That's the bottom line. Now then, Jennifer's question. Any guidance for me too? Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. It is a very wise question. It really is. Excuse me. Somebody once wanted a reading. Asked me about a relationship, and I'm going to take it seriously. You know, people have committed suicide over less things than a relationship, so I will do them, you know, and I will care about that as much as anything else. But for this lady, nothing came through about the relationship except kind of advice and guidance, and she was quite sort of fed up with it because she really wanted answers. But by following the advice, she told me about 3 or 4 months later when I saw her again. She told me that the thing had actually all really gone the way she wanted, and it was because she'd been doing something that she'd been told to do, and she'd bumped into him, and it had all worked out. So the strangest thing, yeah, any guidance for me, please? So some guidance for Jennifer, and the card I've got for you, Jennifer, is this one. Trust your path. Okay, I'm being told shifting sounds. The sounds are shifting around you, and this is like your heart chakra. It's as if it's been rained on heavily. It's been rained on heavily all over your heart. I feel you're up and out of it now. You're starting to look through this window. And this isn't actually a person here, but this to me looks like you kneeling down and looking at the windows. If you're just pulling yourself out from things, Jennifer. Where there's been pain, the pain doesn't go away immediately, but it is interspersed with healing colours all over. Where there's blue here, that too is a very healing thing. But it's as if the beginnings of clairvoyance are coming, as if you're just beginning to hear from someone on the other side. So things are beginning to shift and change. Whenever I'm drawn to this deck or I get these rose symbols, I know there's something of mediumship here, but I'm going to turn it this way, Jennifer, and say we're looking at reflection, or you're looking at reflection as you wonder about the spiritual realm, as you really contemplate that, because it's so far out of the ordinary from anything that you've really contemplated before. Even if you've been into spiritual practices for a long time, they can take a new turn and take us to places we never imagined possible. Yes, he will. That's coming strongly. Yes, he will talk to you, Jennifer. See, right now, looking at him is like looking at a reflection in a mirror. But he will. This will become real, because what we see in the mirror actually is real. We've got the 4 roses here. I'm starting to read it like a tarot card now, but it's what my guide's taken me to. I've been saying you can read the back of this deck, and you can. 4, right? That is the symbol of a home altogether, a family altogether in that sense. So yes, he will. It's going to take time because it's not just it's not just clear cut. Yeah, it's not a black and white issue. Black and white comes into it somehow, but as colours rather than, you know, it's not an open and shut case. It needs time. There's triangles everywhere in this deck, and I'm going to point to this one. Okay, it needs time because it's not just you and him. There's a third party involved who needs to either come round or get out of the way. And I feel that's the woman actually, and I feel that she is actually gonna not actually get out of the way, but she's just going to shut up about it, and she's going to realise that things are going to be better if things heal. Well, the third party in it is really coming round to healing, and just the fact that it's been 3 months gives me a feeling of completion there, because we've gone past the 8 of eternity. Excuse me, his wife. Yeah, that makes total sense. It really does. It's one of those things that um it feels as if she's been more assertive than you, Jennifer, and you'd have been being really careful, because I mean, I'm never very assertive about my daughter now. She's in her 20s. I don't want to interfere. She's a Leo rising around, and I feel that she really will be uprising. Mercury retrograde is about to end. I want to say that to you, Jennifer. Got that quite strongly. And let's go. I reviewed this card today, actually. You've got a nagging feeling. It calls it something else here, but you've got a nagging feeling, nagging at you. Come on, get things done, get things done. Things do need to get done, yeah, but in spiritual terms, you need to take the time and think this lilac amethyst that this lady is wearing is actually giving her a lot of protection at the same time as healing. And the lilac amethyst is to heal gently, it's to go easy on yourself. And I'm drawn to this lilac yin yang here that's just above my head. There's a string of them, hang on. So there's a string of them going right across it. And I'm now reading my own wall. How amazing is that, or how weird is that? I don't know. But look, this scarf, again, I could cloak myself with that scarf, couldn't I? Or I could hang it up and it could look pretty in the background of my videos, which essentially is kind of what it's sort of supposed to be doing there at the moment. But there's a candle burning down there, and there's light in the sky all around this lady, Jennifer. There's light around you. It's waiting to happen. As black and as dark and as horrible as the skies look at the moment, they're full of white clouds. Every cloud has a silver lining, I suppose, is the simplest way of saying it. But yeah, things are going to improve, things are going to change. And there's a grandfather figure looking down from the spirit world here, and I can see a lady with her arms folded in the clouds here as well. Yeah, you just painted a door lilac. Great. Well, visualize that, Jennifer, as a lilac door kind of leading to better things, okay? And tell yourself he is going to walk through that door, okay? You probably tell me now it's a lilac door at work or something where he now goes, but if you visualize a lilac door, he is going to walk through it. Definitely, yeah, definitely. That is the attitude to take. Thank you for working with me, Jennifer. You know, I'm going to do one more. I really feel like doing one more, okay? I really feel like doing one more. Now then, I said I'd do pure mediumship with these cards, and I'm going to now. I'm asking for a communication name and contact in the spirit world. Now then. Sam, you haven't asked for a message tonight, fair play to you, but I am going to give you one all the same. It's mediumship, it's about your mediumship as well, Sam. So here we go. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits, soul tribe. Okay, now there's somebody passed into the spirit world from your soul tribe who I see more as an orange light than a purple light, but was a great source of healing in your own life. Okay, so we come up. Look at these mountains. It's as if it's so far away, Sam. Now you've been close to this before. When you've been to these places in meditation, you can go back to them, being reminded again and again. So you really can. Look at the gold. We're looking at citrine here, Sam. Don't be afraid to get money for what you do, basically, because we do all need some. We do all have to live somehow. I feel so weird when I point to the donate link on my about page, which I've just done again, because I'm not really in this for money, but you know, somehow we've all got to keep going in this world, haven't we? And so have you. So don't be afraid to ask for that. Don't be afraid to ask for 10% or so of the energy that passes through you when you're healing, okay? Because it is coming to you. Right, my voice is really gone now. I'm being told to close my 1,000 petal lotus flower and go off and meditate. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, friends. It's been so great to see everyone. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tap the bell. I'll be here more and more. We're coming to the end of Mercury retrograde, and the UK internet connection worked tonight. I cannot believe it. Oh, Nicola, thank you for everything you do. Nicola she's just kind of around helping people. She's very good like that. She's a psychic medium in her own right as well. So yeah, thank you, Nicola. Thank you, absolutely everyone. I say thanks to my guide and thanks to the spirit world for the light that's been around us. In our darkness, light has shone tonight, I hope, my friends. God bless everyone. Mwah. Good night.